Okay, this will be a walkthrough for exercise 636, which we we're now doing in week number 5 homework. It used to be in the 6, but I moved the line types to week 5. It put everything to do with layers all in the same week. This is like before, this is a screen capture. It's I forget, a little bigger, a little smaller than full size, so it won't line up with the drawing. But anyway, much like the earlier exercise done, this one is all only has the line type center and hidden loaded, and the spacing of the gaps is adjusted by the Linetype Scale modifier in the properties for the respective lines. LT scale is maintained as 1. So let's get under. Oh, by the way, here is a 3D of this thing. If you're having trouble visualizing it, this is the object in 3D, which would be something we'd learn in intermediate class if you stay in the night school program long enough. Let's get back here. Well, which one do we want to start? I guess, yeah, let's start on the front view because it's the one that's dimensioned. I don't know what font I used on the dimension style of this, but might go back and fix it. Anyway, let's start the front view. Let's see. Oh, and then like before, I'll draw everything on layer 0 and then add layers center and hidden as necessary. Oh, and solid as necessary. Let's start drawing on layer 0 and get underway with it. Line. It appears that this object is 6 units long and straight up 2.25 and over, don't have the exact dimensions. Not a problem. We'll draw a line from that endpoint straight up 1.5. Come over 4 units. Straight up. If we learned OSNAP tracking, I could do this a little quicker, but that's okay. We haven't learned that. Whoops, that may not have been perfect. Line there. And then we'll fillet these at a 0-degree radius. And I believe that's basic shape. Circles are at 1, 2, and 3. They are all 0.75 diameter. So let's draw one here at the end. What I say, 0.75. And we'll move that one unit. And we'll copy it. Actually, let me undo back. Copy this guy. 1 unit to the right, 2 units to the right, and 3 units to the right. Enter. We can lose this one with erasing it. And let's see. Well, might be a little hard here to, since it's dimension from the bottom. Come down, click, and then back up 1.25. Enter. You can erase the longer one that I drew first. So right there, centered over the top line. Double checking. Yep, that is centered by the dimensions 4, 6, 5. So right there should be the 1 diameter circle. Diameter and 1 after. add some more object lines and across there. Okay, you gotta trim that or erase that. You go to AutoCAD proper, click the icon first and then click the object. Need to delete or trim away that guy. So trim, and there we got him trimmed away. Okay. We'll do the all the sniper scope bullseyes later. Let's draw some guidelines straight up. What the heck? I'll start a guideline layer this time. That way I can freeze it. Guide lines. We'll make them, say, a shade of orange and set it to be the current layer. Now I'll draw a bunch of guidelines straight up. There's one. I'll copy it, machine gun it for the circles, center line, and the hidden lines. For good measure, we'll draw guidelines there. Okay, let's go back to layer 0. Start at a random point. We won't dimension this. And I'll trim away that guy. Okay, that'll get started right here. Let's offset it 2 units up and then offset this guy 1 unit back. Doing a little arithmetic, we can offset it 1 and we'll offset it 2, either way. Let's do the 1, 2. Click, click. Enter, enter, offset it 2. Probably could have just offset that by a factor of 1 again. And we need to connect all the dots. We'll stay on layer 0. And let's see. Ooh, forgot I need a guide line right there at 0.5. Offset, set the offset distance 0.5. Select that guy, click there. Okay, I guess it's time to start drawing the layers. Object, center, and hidden, like we've done before. And then I can freeze the guidelines layer. Click layer properties, click new. We want object lines. My standard is green and 0.5 heavy, but y'all follow the standard of your department or your company or your system manager. Well, while we're in here, we'll create center layer. Notice it's a clone of the object layer because that's what I had selected when I clicked new. Always something. We'll click new again. This guy's a clone of the object layer since it's what I had selected. Sometimes that helps, sometimes it doesn't. Hidden we'll make, say, a shade of blue. I'll make it a little bit darker and cyan. I forget what the handout says for the color. Let's change that back to the default, which happens to be 0.25 by default. Center will change back to default. I'm going to change the color of the center layer to red. And I hope I'm following the handouts for these. Let's see, we got to load center lines and hidden lines. So We'll start on center here. We'll click continuous and load center line. And while we're in here, scroll down, hold the control button and select hidden. So we got those two selected to be loaded, center and hidden. Click OK. Now we need to assign a line type to the layer that's selected here, center. That would be center. Click OK. There we got center line, center layer all set. Let's fix hidden layer from continuous. Click on continuous, select hidden, click OK. And I believe that's all we need. No dimensions this early in your training. So let's set the object layer to be the current layer. Green, continuous, and when the show hide line weight button is down, we'll see it's a slightly fatter line on the object, but it'll print out at the right line weight, whether it displays or not on the screen. Got it marked current, OK out. Yep, that confirms object is the current layer. And looks like let me move all these lines to the guideline layer. You can go over here, change the layer of selected stuff, or go over here. And now we'll trace over this sheet of graph paper, kind of, sort of. And connect the dots. Whoops, I went a little too far. I'll use the undo option of the line command and fix it to that distance. There. Enter for the last used command. Start there to there to there. And zoom in. We want object lines to there. And object lines there. Okay. Let's go to the hidden layer and add those. That would be following the handout. That starts there and goes there. Enter again, starts there and goes there. You get that right? Whoa. Okay, I messed up on, I got these reversed. Not a problem. We'll move this guy to the side. We'll move the hidden line to the side, and we'll move. I'm hitting M enter for move. Sorry, that's, I learned typing CAD back in the 90s. And I still think typing is faster if you're a fast typist. There, I think we got the hidden lines as we want them. We'll place hidden lines for the holes. I'll machine gun, make sure I get just the hidden line. That's all the hidden lines. Let's go to the center line layer, set center line current, line there. Now, rather than drawing the center lines for each and scaling each, by the way, this is, I'm not going to be using the high-tech Centermark and Centerline icons that I demonstrate in class on the annotate tab right here. You know, it's up, I'm allowing students to make the center marks and the center lines the old tech way or the high tech way. But I think they're a flip of a coin, which is easier for, you know, such a simple exercise. Let's go back to home. Let's scale this guy. Can we get rid of the, nope, no, I'm gonna need those guidelines yet for a while. Let's scale. Can I select it? Usually AutoCAD selects, if there's a stack of lines on top of lines, AutoCAD will most often, possibly always, select the newest thing, like it's on the top of the stack. We'll hit enter. For base point, we'll go to the midpoint of that center line and type 1.3 for the scale factor. Okay, it's not long enough to get the first break. I believe we'll need to reduce the line type scale of it. So I'll select it. Let's see if 0.5 is good. Enter. Yep, 0.5 is good. Okay, I'll rapid fire that center line to the other holes. And I'll have to stretch it longer. This is by grip editing. I don't know that I've taught that in class, but it's, if you're familiar with PowerPoint, you know how to grip edit in AutoCAD. I believe that's the top view. We can freeze the guideline layer. Again, I recommend freeze thaw, not on off, until you're more advanced and think of a reason for using them both. But freeze thaw is the state of the art method of controlling visibility. Oh, I just noticed I got 2 dashes here. The handout has just 1. Oh, and we need to scale that guy too. Let's scale him from the midpoint 1.3. Let's fix it so it's only got 1 break in the red line instead of 2. We'll change 0.5 to say 0.75. There we go. So far, so good. We need to put the sniper scopes here. Center line is current. Let's select all of these and put them all on the object layer. Again, you can move them here, or you can use this drop-down list. Hit escape to deselect. Okay, let's start what top to bottom, enter, left to right. Okay, how big are they? Okay, I think 1.3 I'm using again. Scale these two from their midpoint. Scale factor of 1.3 and hit enter. Interesting. Looks like the handout used more than 1.3. Been so long since I made the handout. Let's leave it at 1.3 though. Double checking. Yeah, I did scale it to 1.3. Let's copy. Oh, let's change the global LT scale modifier to say 0.5, I guess. Hit escape and nothing happened. Interesting. All right, let's try say 0.3. There. I think I saw it twitch. Let's hit escape. There we go. So we can replicate that crosshairs to the other 2 circles. Let's see. We could copy it to this one, but it's probably just as easy to start from scratch, enter there and there. Scale this guy by a factor of 1.3. And we'll select them both. What do we use for the scale factor of these? I've already forgotten. Should be the same or slightly higher. 0.4 works. Just out of curiosity, yeah, 0.3. Ever so slight gap. That might be why I might have used 1.35 just to close the gaps. We'll call this good enough. I think we're done. Right? Double checking. Looks like the handout used a darker shade of green because I never know if I'm going to be making copies in black and white. So I like to use dark colors instead of cyan and the basic green. Double checking. We won't dimension this. Okay, do we need to move them a hair closer? Since we're not dimensioning. Yeah. We'll call that a winner. Save it as exercise 636 from week 5 of your class. And again, we created four new layers. Center, guideline, hidden, and object, each with a unique color. Only object calls for a heavy line weight. I assume that's what the handout says. I still don't have a handout handy. Let's call it good enough. There's our deliverable. See you next video.